Guys, welcome back to Brutally Honest with your host Ricardo and me Lloyd. And this is
Scott. All right, so he's gonna be, he's gonna be part of the crew from now on. He's gonna be helping us with camera, but also on the show. Scott, go ahead and introduce him.
Well, I was born here in El Paso. I'm 23, about to be 24 in a couple months. I used to work with these two a while back, and
Many moons ago.
moons ago. So that's how we all got to know each other and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being on this show. Helping out in front of the camera and behind it as well.
There you go. It's always about participation, and hopefully, eventually, we get a good community and see where it goes from there. Only the future can tell. So we got a couple of topics to talk about. We're thinking that maybe some people need to hear. What's our first one?
First one is transitioning from school to college, high school to college.
All right, so I know a lot of our viewers that we know, a lot of people already past that age. They're in their late 20s, early 20s, mid 20s. Sorry, but this also still has to apply to certain things. So maybe even going from a job to an actual career.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead so when you go from high school, when you're in high school as a senior, they pound you on the idea that you need sorry about that, I get a little
a little excited.
They pound you with the idea that you're gonna be there for 4 years exactly by then, and then after that you're gonna have a house, a new car, and making 6 figures a year with whatever career it is, and you should be good to go. So here comes you as a student graduating from high school, going into college, and then you notice that's not the way that they told you it was gonna be.
It's all lie, guys. It's a trap. Yeah, definitely. It's not. It's definitely not what you guys think. It's not. For those of you who've already gone through it, you obviously already know it's not like that. It's not. The world's not all
peaches and creams and rainbows and unicorns.
No, you're gonna. If you just go straight out of high school and go straight into college, that's always the best thing, they say. But in reality, if you do that and you don't have job experience once you graduate, you're kind of screwed yourself, because you see the memes, the posts where it's like, I got this useless paper and I can't find a job because I don't have experience. It's the truth. Even before graduating high school, I was looking at jobs that I wanted to do as an accountant, and what I need degree or I need experience. So I was like, okay, I need to start working towards that, getting that experience. So always go hand in hand with it if you can. A lot of us are in financial aid and stuff, so we know we have to get the good grades and try to pass the class, but you get that experience working.
So, I mean, sometimes you could try and go into one thing, and then eventually you start hanging out with other people, you start seeing other opportunities in school and stuff, and maybe you end up finding out that you're passionate about something else unrelated that you were going for. Maybe that's why it could be a little hard for people as well, because again, they always, how you said, they pound you with the idea of college, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes, from early, even from middle school, even before that, they start telling you, hey, have your college career kind of planned out, right? You be thinking of something. I remember people would tell me, when I was a freshman, they'll be like, hey, so what are you gonna, going for college, or what colleges are you applying for? Yeah. And I'll be like, dude, I'm a freshman. And they will tell me, they'll be like, oh, you should be thinking about it. You should be. A classmate too should be saying, oh, I got an email from this. So you're right. I mean, they do pound you with that that idea that you have to go into it immediately, and sometimes that's why it could be hard. I mean, at least my opinion, because you're so used to that idea of having to go in it already with a plan, that sometimes life can be unexpected, and it's not really as easy to transition or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you find something else that you might like or stuff like that.
Now, then remember, you're graduating, and then you get excited that you're gonna go to the college you want, and then you start freaking about moving out. Those that are going out of state, how are you gonna pay for the stuff? Are your parents able to help you get a car at least from there? Because if they can't, due to financial reasons, whatever the case may be, how are you gonna get yourself traveled around there?
Exactly.
If you have no experience, if you have never, step foot into a place and say, you know what, I want to apply, regardless if you get denied or not, just get that momentum going.
I mean, there's always like I'm not trying to diss them, but kind of low like minimum wage jobs, which can obviously help out people, you know, not just get that work experience like in their resume, but also kind of help them, you know, work with more people, I guess.
Yeah,
and,
makes sense.
And save a little money, you know, do the things that you're saying, like moving out and cars and stuff like that.
And then for those that have siblings, because I'm pretty sure this is what's a lot what's directing to what
Yeah,
this
maybe
this
like the
this
younger
part.
viewers kinda, yeah.
Because I know I have a younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, only if I wish I could have told her this back when she was still in high school. Because even though I couldn't, because I was still growing up myself, still growing up and still trying to get better. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you have younger siblings, tell them to take classes. In Malwood, there's 2 specific classes that you could go. One that was for business jobs, more like, you know, office type, and there was another one where restaurants, retail, customer service, most of them. If they have that option in their high school, tell them to take it.
Oh, yeah,
And not because they get to leave school early, because I mean that was part of the reason why I did it. I'm not gonna lie, but tell them to go ahead and take that class because it's gonna help them. They will be a lot more advanced than their classmates because they will have that class will force them to get their butts off the couch and go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
My first job, because of that class, they helped me get my first job at 17, working at Pizza Hut as a cook.
Wow, cool.
Okay.
And she knew the manager. And again, actually talking about that, transitioning from high school to college, also try to build connections.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all about the people that you know because, yeah, sure. I mean, having the knowledge of the classes and the grades, it's good, right? But at least out there, it's the people that you know who you're connected with that is really going to help you out. It's really going to give you that buzz, so to speak. So yeah, try and get connections.
I mean, and start, you know, tell them to start being more open to themselves and other people because you can't make connections if you're just in the corner, you know, just hugging yourself and don't want to go out to the world.
I'm glad you brought that because for me, what was tough for me transitioning from high school to college was I mean in my school, at least in my district or stuff like that. In my school, they would kind of just pass you, just to pass you.
Yeah.
And there was that kind of social pressure on the teachers, so to speak. You know, teachers can't have, you know, students failing or. It gets kind of tough, right? So when I actually got to college, that was kind of hard for me because I thought, man, like, you know, like I wasn't ready, you know, for how more hands-on it was. You know, I actually had to study, I actually had to read, I actually had to go to like the labs, and it wasn't just showing up to class and then hopefully passing, right? And that was hard for me because I wasn't ready for that. I was like you said, you know, like make connections and don't be in the corner hugging yourself because that was pretty much me, right? Like I would go into my class and I'll be in the corner, like I'll be that weird kid, that weird like emo kid in the corner, right? And I mean, I wouldn't take the advantage of like talking to my teachers, for example, right? I mean, that became more obvious to me as time went on because I thought to myself, dude, what if one day I want to get into somewhere and they tell me, hey, you need a letter of recommendation, right? And having actually connections with teachers or with other people like that, like faculty, I could go to them and say, hey, look, like, you know, we get along well, you know, would you do this for me, right? Would you help me out? But when I would just be in the corner not really doing anything, I mean, when would I have that opportunity, right? What if I went to that teacher and said, hey, like, can you recommend me? And they'll be like, no, dude, like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Because you're just in the back not doing anything.
Yeah, you're just
I mean,
there.
that's what it was tough for me. Like I would just show up, you know, hopefully get counted for attendance, do minimal work and
just pass.
But it wasn't like that because that's what I expected. But it was more, again, like I said, more hands-on, more actually studying, like actually putting in effort for that. That was kind of tough. That was a little tough to like get into and yeah, I mean, it could be different from other people. But
yeah, I think mine, because my senior year of high school was honestly my fastest year of school, just because I only went half day, and I was actually in the program Ricardo was talking about. I think we called it. What did we call it?
There's a specific.
There's a specific title. I just can't remember it now, but I know it was with an awesome teacher at Canote High School. She was great. She kind of directed me towards everything. I took a business I think it was a business information management class, my junior year, with a teacher, and honestly, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was like, I was always in my parents were always in my ear saying like, oh, my mom always wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor, something high profile, high making money. Yeah, so I don't do that. But I was never really like, yeah, that's what I want to do with my life. No, not really. That's just something like it was told I should do. I should get that job. And I was just like, no, I don't really want to do that job. That's not really me. That's not something I had fun doing the rest of my life, you know? So that's what the career context is. Like, are you going to have fun the rest of your life? If not, you're just going to be stuck at a dead end job where you're going to hate coming in, clocking in. You're going to get depressed later on.
I mean, every job is kind of like that.
Well, like a lot of beginner.
A lot of beginners, but I mean,
Yeah.
obviously later on, like once you really find what you really want to do,
Exactly.
right? It's not just a job, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Uh-huh.
I took that class, the business info class, and I got into accounting. They showed us how to do different little things here and there with personal finance that she threw in there in the lessons, and it helped me a lot through school. So after that, I was like, hey, I want to study business in high school. I want to do accounting. You know, different little things like that. That's how you open up doors to find out what you want to do. Because I know what high profile jobs, like, yeah, I could be a lawyer, I could be a doctor, you know, anybody, you can be whatever you want to be in this life. You really can if you put your hard work into it. You're going to struggle, but that's about it. But I'd rather have something that I'm going to like and something I'm going to do the rest of my life that I'm going to be happy with. And that's kind of why I got into that whole little skit, I guess you could say.
Well, actually, I was going to talk about, more than transitioning from high school to college. Tell your younger ones to not be afraid to tell your parents or their parents what they really want to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, you know, how you said, your mom, lawyer, doctor, attorney, you know, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But that's not what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's not what they want to do. They, a lot of them just don't want to disappoint their parents.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, like it's disappointing parents and that pressure that they put you on. Maybe not just your parents, but like maybe
Other family members.
other family members.
Why look at your cousin? He or she
Yeah,
did
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Why
Exactly.
can't you? You should be like them.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of comparing when we should also tell younger people like we're all on our own pace
Yeah.
in life, you know, and some of us might be the same age, but others might be like, you know, at other levels. Like there's people my age,
Yeah.
you know, in Hollywood right now,
kids and-
acting, you know, like and stuff like that. And it sometimes it makes me feel like, damn, you know, like they're living the life, and
Yeah.
I'm barely getting started. But again, we're all in our different pace. Like
We
it
all
shouldn't-
work differently.
we all work differently, and it shouldn't be a competition
Mhm.
because sometimes family members can't make it that way.
There's a lot of peer pressure.
A lot of peer pressure
Yeah, and I
as
think
well.
not even family members. I think it's just like parents talking to their brothers or sisters, your aunts, your uncles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, my mijo's a doctor. He's studying to be a doctor, or a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they just want to like one up everything, which is cool and all, I guess. But in reality, if that's not what your kid wants to do, like that's not what he's gonna do. Like he's gonna try to go and try to please you through the midway, and then he's gonna have a breakdown to the point where he's like, I don't want to do this. And that's already midway through, maybe 1-2 years into college. Once you start doing your like actual degree things, once your actual career things, he's gonna want to drop out and do something else.
And then,
Exactly.
But he's just in the fear that to disappoint,
Yeah.
mom, pops, grandma, whoever's they're living with. But a lot of them just need to, hey, if this is what I want to do, this is what I think I want to do. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer. But I get it why parents want their kids to do better, because a lot of them are like first generation immigration that they have to do a lot of manual labor. I think they do it with good intentions.
Yeah, they do it with the good intentions, of course. I mean, they're your parents. They're always going to want the best.
But
of you.
the execution that or the way they're saying it, it's just not coming out the way
Right.
I guess in their mind it's coming out.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I tell him a lot, maybe he'll get the hang of it and he'll want to be whatever I think is best for him.
Yeah.
You might want him to be a doctor, but he wants to be, an architect. He wants to learn how to do, trade in the stock market, how to draw. He wants to be a painter. He wants to be a, media creator, media manager, something different.
There's a funny story. Like it's gonna be weird. Well, not unrelated, but kind of weird. But Brian May, the guitar player of Queen, right? When he was in college, right?
Yeah.
He was actually an astrophysicist student.
No way.
Right?
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. And he has a PhD in that, right? That's what he was doing. But I mean, the funny thing is, Life Out in Between and Queen took off and became huge, right?
Yeah.
And his dad, from what he said, his dad was kind of disappointed in that. The fact that, man, you had a great career and you dropped it for music.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until years later that Brian's dad saw them in concert, and he realized, oh my god, they're actually a big deal.
Yeah, they're actually good.
They're actually I'm actually proud of you, son. You actually did your thing. I mean, later on he did win and finish his career, but that's an example. I mean, not all of us are gonna become part of a band, right? But we're all gonna have success in our own ways.
Yeah, of course.
Like that,
And don't let the teachers also or your parents define what success is for you.
Yeah.
As you're coming out, because a lot, even if it's just a high school diploma, a lot of your peers didn't make it.
Yeah.
A lot of them got, your female friends got pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them ended up in juvie. Some went to, what is Socorro District? Options. They had option keys and all, alternative schools, and some didn't even get to finish.
Oh, yeah.
That in itself, it's an accomplishment. There's students that never make it out alive out of high school due to an accident.
Yeah.
They go partying, they do the wrong type of drugs. I mean, tell them that that's already a success in its own. That nobody can take that away from them. That they made it through the weird stages of their life, their teenage life.
Mm-hmm.
That don't let them think, well, you should have a big house, you should have 5 cars, you should have a beautiful model looking wife with beautiful, perfect genes, kids. No. Just some people graduating high school being able to live on their own are their own types of success.
Yeah, heck yeah.
A lot of 19-year-olds have lived longer than kids my age that are 24, 25 that are barely moving out or ever thought of moving out. Mm-hmm. But that's their definition of success.
Yeah.
Your definition is going to be a lot different. Mm-hmm. And whatever your parents' definition is, pretty sure it's not going to be the same as yours. Yeah, no, I mean, there's going to be really rare that you guys will get on the same boat, but don't let their version of success deal with what's your version of success.
Now, one thing that came to my mind just right now is, I mean, are you going to be saying this to your kids when you're older?
Yeah.
Because I always hear like a lot of cases where people, they become their parents.
Yeah.
I get it.
And sometimes you can kind of see. That you can see, for example, when we're teenagers, we see the faults in our parents, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're kids, and we think our parents are superheroes, right? Our dad is Superman, and mom is
they're always happy. They're always.
Yeah. But sometimes you get to your teens, and you start realizing, wait a minute, this guy doesn't really know everything. Mm-hmm. My mom's, I don't mean no disrespect. I mean, you should always love your parents unconditionally, just as they love you, but. Sometimes I hear people say that, oh, I became my mom, I became my dad.
We were actually talking about that last time. Where slowly you start transitioning different traits from your parents, the way you react to certain situations. If your parents like to talk down on somebody when they're not doing good,
you're going to
talk down to somebody that, because you're not doing good. Mm-hmm. Or if they like to run away from their problems, use vice to, distract them. You're more than likely going to use vices. But go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, are you really going to be able to tell this to your kids as well? Dude, find your own success, your own way. Anything you do, I'm proud of you.
Right? You could tell me, I would like you to be this because I always see you doing X. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Architect. I would like for you to be an architect because you always want to build something.
I always see you drawing.
But if you don't want to be an architect, but you want to maybe be a digital, do what's that career called?
Digital marketing.
Digital media.
Digital media.
Digital design or something.
Yeah, digital designer. You could do that instead of a physical pencil and paper. You could do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying on you. Yeah, and that's the thing. To me, honestly, in my heart, I'm gonna tell my kids, do what you want to do. Do what's gonna make you happy. When they're growing up, and be like, oh yeah, doctor's good. I'm gonna tell them what's good. But if they're in middle school, high school, and they're like, I want to be a singer, is that really what you want to do? Yeah, let's go, let's do it. And that's the thing.
By then they'll have super YouTube. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're in the 21st century.
Now, by then you can shut down YouTube and you can listen to music still because they'll have everything but that, without having to pay an extra $10.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. I think definitely parents need to support what the kids want to do, not just what they themselves want their kids to do. That's a big thing with me. Because if my kid tells me, oh, I want to be a drawer, all right, let's do it. Let's take drawing classes from young. You start them young. If that's what they want to do, you see they're always doodling. Oh, okay, that's what they like to do, You always got to be behind your kids no matter what, even if you don't agree. And that's something I firmly believe in.
Yeah.
And they also, I believe they need to experiment in what they want to be.
Yeah.
Like, you're 18, going into college. Maybe you want to start out as a veterinarian.
Mm.
And then you start trying to, maybe internship. Go internship somewhere, at a clinic. Then they start learning, man, it's emotion. It's an emotional job.
Mm-hmm.
Can I really do this for the next 20, 10, 20, 30, 40 years? Okay, no. Let me try. Well, I've always wanted to see how this is. Instead of being a vet, being an accountant.
Yeah.
Being, start taking classes like that, little small community college classes. Or wherever they can sometimes offer free classes, workshops. Okay, maybe maybe I don't like numbers crunching. Let's try business. Maybe marketing. Maybe I'm a good presenter. I like talking in front of people. And you went from being a vet to being a marketer for a company, whichever company it is. But you would have never known unless you experimented. You failed. You didn't like it. But then you found your spot.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to just try something new.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Because
true.
when I was in high school, I wanted to be in audio production, but for record studios, audio engineering. God, I found out how much that is a specific school.
Yeah.
It's like 2,500 straight out of your own pocket. That's a lot for an 18, 19-year-old making $7.25 at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was like, okay, maybe that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I did the massage school. I liked, I like getting massage and seeing people coming out of pain.
You like giving them or getting them?
Both. Both. Hey, man, Superman can save everybody, but who's gonna save Superman when he needs the help? It's the way I see it.
Lois
But
Lane at inconvenient times.
it's inconvenient. Oh, she just gets in the way.
Yeah.
But for the massage, I like giving the massage and getting them. But I liked giving them because a lot of people will come in stressed, crying. Hey,
Right.
I just got fired. I just need something, and they would come out in a better mood.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see myself waking up every morning at 6, getting my bed, getting my chair, getting all the oils, the lotions, the rocks, the hot water, and going place to place to place, spending an hour on a certain foot, on an hour on a certain arm,
Certain muscles.
certain muscles, groups, and just working on that. I see it more as a hobby. Like, hey, my peers can tell you, like, hey, can you get me right here? Sure. And okay, I feel a lot better. How'd you do it? And that's it. That's all I'm gonna touch on that. And then I try to go for digital media creator and at UTEP.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could just do this on my own. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
basically
not really
creating
much
YouTube videos, creating a blog. It's just a fancy word for it. But,
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, okay. Then I went EPCC, since my dad was in the radio broadcasting business. When I went there 2013, I tried that. And I actually liked it. One of my classes, I actually had to create a story. Just me and a microphone. Oh, yeah, I mean, you've seen the little recording rooms.
I've seen them.
You put the headphones on. I had to create a story out of that. And I actually volunteered to be one of the radio DJs there at APCC. I liked the second I walked in that room my first time. I walking in, seeing the boards, the computers, the 2 microphones, the headphones, in my own little tiny space. So, set the intro. This is today's deals on Subway here at the C building. And this is happening. All right. If you want to go ahead and, request a song, call, 1915, blah, 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 blah. And then look up the information. But always kind of interacting with people.
Right.
Here and there. And then just sit back and just listen to music. And this was alternative rock, like Arctic Monkeys. I've never heard of them. Two Door Cinema. I've never heard of these bands, but doing that made me kind of like alternative rock.
Right.
But I liked being able to sit down, and in the same way, I'm doing the same thing right now.
Yeah.
Having dialogue, interaction, but not be a private recording room.
Yeah.
But there is a machine. My voice is going in there. A lot of people's voices are going in there. It's going to be spread out like if it was a radio show. And I found out that's what I liked. I can't do a 9 to 5 office job just typing.
And you did that. You found your passion again by what you mentioned, doing that kind of trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error.
You know, finding stuff that you didn't like, and I mean, trying things, finding out you didn't like that, and then doing something else.
There you go. See? So just let them experiment. If they fail, they fail. If they don't like it, don't force it on them.
Yeah.
Now, what do you guys think transitioning from high school to college? Should a lot of students just jump straight into college, or should a lot of them take a break? They just had a lot of years basically back to back of school.
Yeah.
And this goes back to being pressured and everything, but a lot of them just don't want to go back yet. They don't feel ready. And a lot of them, that's why I think they drop out midway through college or even the beginning, because they're like, I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah.
I want to go travel. I want to go to this event. I want to go to this festival. I want to meet new people. But again, I'm being told that I should go straight from high school to college because I should have a degree and a career by the end you're 22, 21. But a lot of them don't feel like
I think that's a great topic. The thing with me, when I started off college, I had first gotten my managerial position, where I met all you guys, It was my first job, a full-time job at 18.
I'm kidding.
I did. He was cool.
What are you acting like? I hate you guys. No, but I got my first managerial position at 18, working for a company. And honestly, I was doing school and that. Not only was I doing an hour commute to work 8 to 10 hours, 8 to 12 hours, whatever. Yeah. I was going, after that, I would go to school. Or I'd go to school in the morning, then go to work. Or just kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm still working full-time. I'm going to school part-time. I wish I kind of waited. So I could have gotten my rhythm at work first before I went into college. Because even the first semester, I flunked out. I flunked out my first semester of college, 2015. But I just didn't have good time management. I didn't have that. I didn't have the necessary time management that came with it. Where I was like, okay, I need to make sure I finish this, make sure I do this. Then I have to sleep, go to a job, like different things like that. Like I definitely wish I would have waited. Because my mom always like, no, just go straight to college because then you're not going to want to go. You're not going to want to go. And I'm just like, no, I want to go because I want to finish and graduate.
Right.
But I wish I kind of would have waited. Now that I think back, I was like, I should have waited and, not gone straight into school, but started working, then going to school.
I don't wish I would have waited. I mean, I do kind of like the education that I've had, but I mean, I do kind of wish I would have had like more working experience, like right after high school instead of just jumping right in it. And I mean, we just talked about like parents' expectations, and one of the things they kind of like pound you into your head with like, too is having to go to school immediately, right? Like in my case, like I would always hear my parents tell me, if you don't go to school immediately, if you take a year off, like it's gonna be so hard to get back in, and you're not gonna do anything and stuff like that. So I was afraid of like, if, like I have to go to college immediately. If not, I'm screwed, right? And but yeah, I mean, I don't really wish I would have waited. I'm happy with the way things turned out, but at the same time, we all are. But at the same time, I mean, kind of like you mentioned, flunking out. I didn't flunk out, but man, like I did. I mean, since I really wasn't ready for that transition, like I really did. End up in suspension and stuff for like a little bit. Yeah. I didn't know about it. Nobody told me because nobody tells you. Nobody tells you anything.
You go in like Bird Box and just go.
You go into college on your own.
No, but like I'm just saying, like nobody told me that I was suspended, so I actually went the next semester. Oh, shit. I don't know if those credits count or anything, but I actually ended up going.
You should go back and ask just to.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. I should go back and
because you're probably a little behind and you should have been. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like, I put in the extra work. I came in on my own time.
When I wasn't supposed to.
That's not dedication.
That's an update for next time.
You need to give me 6 more credits just for that.
But, I mean, yeah.
But you walk in there saying something like that, they're going to fucking laugh in your face. And be like,
they're going to be like, what? And I'm like, dude, nobody told me. No, I mean, and there was even one semester where, like, I didn't go to school. And I felt disappointed, right? Because I didn't do any financial aid. I didn't apply. I just realized, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go, right? Because I mean, you guess it's you have to wait out, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I didn't want to go, and I remember, that time when school was starting. Around that time, my little brothers went back to school, and my dad asked me like, "So you're not gonna go to school, this semester?" And I just shook my head. I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna go." And I just felt like I kind of let them down
Yeah.
I mean, I had a job, right? And that's literally what I did. That's what I did that whole semester. Like, I just worked, right? I opened a lot, right? But I worked. But I remember feeling that kind of like feeling of like, damn, like I feel like I let them down. I went back though. Yeah. I did end up going back. But I guess having that little time off kind of like made me take my head off a couple things.
Yeah, cleared up your head.
When I went back to my previous major, of course. But yeah, I guess having a little time off might be good, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, I mean, my story, when I finished high school, I didn't graduate on time. I was at work when everyone else got to walk, get their, diplomas. I didn't graduate until 2 months after. But while that was happening, I went to Western Tech. And that's the massage, that's where they teach you massage.
Yeah.
But I felt pressured again from my parents.
Yeah.
Because, when I was little, hey, can you massage my arm, my feet, my back?
Yeah.
It's hurting. Oh, you're good at it. You should make a career out of it. I liked what I learned. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I liked the muscles. I liked how the body works, how there's muscle memory if you even do the skin rolling. How your muscles start, when you're in a deep state of sleep, how it starts releasing memories that you don't even know, that you don't even remember. But I kind of wish I didn't went into that right away, due to maybe seeing my friends going, straight into UTEP, saying, those other in San Antonio, Houston, here, and NMSU, our neighbors. Maybe I wish I could have just taken some time off, but it comes again from my parents that I felt like I was gonna let them down.
Yeah.
Because my dad, he went to a technical school back in the 70s and 80s, so he did he's electricity, HVAC, and a lot of stuff like that. And my mom went for cosmetology. I'm like, well, no, I should be doing something because they did it. I'm the oldest one. I should be leading the example.
Right,
but
exactly.
Now that it's been years, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have just waited. Kind of find out what I really wanted to do instead of being in debt now and just not wanting to do that for the next 20, 30 years.
I mean, sometimes like maybe school might not be for everybody.
That's something I want to jump in
because again, like in high school, middle school, and stuff like that, like it was always college, nonstop, right? If you didn't go to college, you're not doing anything. And I've had friends myself that didn't do college, that they kind of dropped it off, and they're very successful.
Yeah,
they're actually doing very well. Right, and the stuff that they're doing is very hands-on, things like construction and stuff like that. But I see them and I'm like, dude, like you're doing well for yourself. Yeah, like you're thinking of moving states. Yeah, like that's something I wish I could be doing. I mean, again, different paces in life, not a competition, but still, I think, dude, like that's really awesome. And you didn't have to do 4 years of school. After that, like you said, you were done with it. You're done with it. If it's not for someone, it's not for someone.
But if you don't want to go to a trade school. Very hands on. Oh, yeah. HVAC,
15
IT,
months.
15 months. The massage was only 9 months.
Sure.
No, for me at the time, now it's like a year and something. Yeah. But maybe somebody that likes it, they'll be able to set up their own business, charge $45 to $60 an hour. Yeah. You are making 3 to 4 times. Sorry, guys, I keep forgetting, but. 3 to 4 times than your peers are working at McDonald's or just at a call center. Yeah. But it's on your own time. You get to decide that schedule. Yeah. And you're going to be more successful than them struggling on finals on their third year than when they're barely even realizing, I don't even want to do this anymore. But I don't want to fail my parents. Yeah. So go to trade school if you don't want to spend 4 years taking unnecessary classes for what you want to do. For audio production, they wanted me to go for education 1301. Basically, high school.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean that's for every major. Dude. Every major has that education class, and
but that was like a whole. Hey, like we just graduated. Yeah. Like let us move from that high school. Yeah. Like it's done with. Why does this need to include how to work a board machine at a radio?
I don't remember anything about education. I remember our teacher. She would kind of just let it like she would be everybody stand up, and then we would do like motions with our hands to kind of like take the stress out or something. So we would do like circles and stuff like that.
My education, I don't know about that. My education was you gotta raise your hand to go to a restroom, and if you go twice in the classroom, you're kicked out.
Wait,
I
wait.
was like, okay, I mean, am I
Wait,
do I-
like that was in your education class?
that was my
That was
education.
already at college?
Yeah.
What?
Again.
You see, you can just...
Oh,
say
yours
that.
was in high school?
No. Mine was in
was-
college.
okay,
Mine was
mine
in college.
APCC.
Oh,
So I was
okay,
kind of like, am I back in high school? I just graduated.
Yeah.
Like, what's this? Twice. You don't know, hey, I just got some stomach problems, but I made the effort to come here.
I mean,
And
you're
to
supposed
learn.
to just stand up whenever you
Yeah,
want.
just
and
go.
to
I
the
mean, you're
restroom.
paying for it. You're paying
Right.
$300, $600 wherever you go, and you're still gonna treat you like kids. Might as well just get those unnecessary classes over with.
Right.
Let them. The college should just move them. And hey, if you want to learn me audio production, let's talk about the different types of machine software.
Right.
Yeah.
Microphones, how to set up properly so the noise,
The hands-on experience.
the hands-on experience.
Exactly.
They don't need to know
Why am I doing
Yeah.
education 1300?
education 1301 when they want to be in political science
Yeah.
and they're just learning what this raising your hand. What am I?
I don't know about you guys. In my educational class, the only thing I remember learning is the key to life is, what was it? It was olive oil.
Sir,
put
I don't know
olive
what
oil
kind
in
of school
everything.
you went to.
Well, I mean,
This was at APCC as well. Like my teacher, he taught us the
you
core
get yourself
materials.
a pan. You get yourself a pan.
Yeah.
You put some Brussels sprouts, olive oil, salt, pepper. Let that simmer, dude. They're bomb. So
No,
maybe you're
yeah.
right.
But no, I had a teacher who was from out of the states. He was
This isn't a cooking class.
he was from Italy or whatever.
You see, that's
Or
what I learned in
somewhere
education.
out there, Italy, Romania, somewhere. And he would always he'd teach us the regular whatever the course required, right?
Yeah.
How to do this, essay, how to do that. But then somewhere in every other class, he used to bring up olive oil. Like that's how I live long, so long. I'm in my 70s,
olive oil
80s
is-
doing this.
It's
I'm just
healthy.
yeah, that's all I remember for that class. Honestly, I can honestly say I only remember that olive oil is a kid left. Apparently, that's
You know,
it.
in education, all I learned was that our teacher would always. She had an accent, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, living here. But the one thing she would always say, and me and my friend, because I had a friend in that class,
Yeah.
and she would always be saying for anything, she'd be like, "And you do want to be taking notes." It was the most hilarious thing ever. We would hang out after
Yeah.
school, and we'd always be saying that to each other. Even years later, I'd be like, "Dude, remember that teacher with the notes?" And I'd be like, "Dude, for real." You know what's funny? Not in an education class, but you were talking about the whole race in your hand.
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's college, right? You can just go there, and you can leave class whenever you want.
Yeah.
I remember my very first class in college, dude. We had a little our teacher though when we introduced ourselves, yada yada, and then we had to do a little page, something about ourselves. We kind of wrote about ourselves, right?
Okay.
And so when you turn it in, you leave, right? But
Yeah.
my dumbass, I turn it in and I just go back and sit on my desk and wait for the rest. And I remember I turn it in, I sit back on my desk, and I see the teacher sigh, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" And then I see after that, the next person stands up, turns in their paper, and they just leave. And I was like, "Fuck."
Now you gotta decide whether to stand up.
I just waited
The
until
same face or just look like the class clown. And
And then
like,
I just see
"Eh."
everybody else, and I'm just like, dude, I was just that one kid straight out of high school turning the paper. And I just waited until there was a whole crowd of people
Yeah.
turning the paper. I just booked
Vámonos.
it. I
Yeah, that's
just
the one
booked it.
thing, man. High school lied to you. Your teachers, don't get me wrong, your teachers care about what they're teaching you, but it's up to you to do the work. That's what I love about college. It's all
yeah.
up to you. They're like, oh, your teacher's gonna want you to do this, have this expectation. No, they want you to show up to class, learn, and a lot of teachers do care what they learn.
And
But
participate.
if you just walk out. They're not gonna tell you
Yeah.
shit. Even on the course syllabus, it tells you, I will not drop you. You'll get the grade you deserve.
That's true.
And I'm just like, hey, that's cool. That's cool.
So I guess so we can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Any last tips? I mean, for those transitioning from high school to college.
Actually, yeah. Everything, some I picked up out of our stories, especially from our parents. Learn different things.
Oh, yeah.
Don't just focus on one thing. Learn to do different things. Especially now that I moved out. I was on my own. I learned how to cook, how to clean. I learned how to do all that shit that I was taught by my parents. Well, I was taught how to clean. Obviously, that was the whole Mexican thing. Ponte a limpiar, ándale, o no vas a salir. All right,
Yeah.
we all learn to clean in the Mexican
Yeah.
household.
Ma, por salir, y los platos.
But learn different things. Now I know how to I can build stuff out of wood now. Learn different things. And if you notice how you were talking about your dad knows how to do HVAC, electricity, your dad survived this whole like downturn in the economy. You grew up having things, whether you struggled or not. Like, learn different things, and you'll be more valuable in a sense. You'll learn to do more different things.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly. Because my dad, he's a mechanic, but I'm damn sure like, he I don't know how the fuck, like, he looked up on YouTube or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
he got into the backyard, he zoned it, he put cement down, he's building all this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, he knows a lot. He doesn't know everything, but he knows a lot, and that's the thing, like, that's the secret to life, I think. Like, learning different things.
You, Scott, any last word on this topic?
I mean, pretty much the same as you. Learn different things, and I mean, don't be afraid to. You're gonna fail at life. I mean, it sounds messed up, but you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of that, because it might be a step back. But I mean, one thing that I've learned, not just like in college, but just going what I'm going through, is, I mean, even if it's a bad experience, I mean, try to learn from it, right? If you're failing in class, obviously try and pick yourself up as fast as you can, because it might be hard to, like, get back from that. But even if you fail, I mean, try to learn something from that. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you can avoid it in the future if it happens again. Fool me. What is it? Fool me once.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. No.
Fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice, strike three.
I haven't heard that one.
I've never heard that one before.
I've heard fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, that's what I go by.
Right.
I mean, that makes sense though, because by the second time, it's like you should already know.
You should know.
You should already know.
But I mean,
exactly.
You make that mistake a third time. If you do, you just
at the third time, it's just intentional.
But again, I mean, knowing how to do a lot of things, because again, did you say something about cooking or learning how to do stuff? I mean, that one's great, because look, like when you're in college, you're gonna get that pressure of going out to eat the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Especially financial aid money.
Oh yeah, especially. I mean, it's like pretty much fuck you money at some point.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, don't get on that, because it's not worth it. You're gonna see like your money pretty much just flying. And
fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that $6 Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you look at my bank account
exactly.
right now.
I mean, yeah,
Subway, Wing
exactly.
Daddies, like, it's all food.
You
like,
think
yeah.
exactly. You think, oh man, like $6, Chick-fil-A combo.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It adds up.
It adds up. You do that every weekend, and it adds up every other day, and it adds up. And learning how to cook for yourself, I mean, you can't overestimate that, because that's great, because you're eating healthy, first of all, which should be like a priority, you know. But at the same time, you're saving money, so don't go crazy. Don't go crazy.
And I guess from my last tips is, if you think you're not ready for college, don't go. If you're not comfortable with a regular, the regular university step, go to trade. And please, I wish I had done this when I was younger, but take a financial class.
Yeah.
Please take a financial class. And this goes to everybody, not just your siblings going to college. Yeah. But, man, I'm bad at my money. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Horrible. I mean, I'm getting a little better, because I trial and error. Yeah. I was one of those kids, when I was in high school, now I got money, I could go buy any game I want. Mm-hmm. I could go put gas. I can go to movies now without having to ask my parents. Yeah. But since they never teach you how to financially take care of yourself, I'm like a lot of people struggling, like, oh man, now I got this. Do I have enough for this? Yeah. How much of a percent of a paycheck should I save up to go towards this account? How should I invest that my money gets flipped and makes money for me? Mm-hmm. But yeah, just, if you're not comfortable, don't go. Go to trade school if you don't want to spend 2 years taking unnecessary classes that have anything related to your career, and take a financial class. Yeah. And moving from transitioning to college, now I want to ask, because I've been noticing this as I've gotten older, is college even worth it now?
Okay.
And I say this because when I got laid off, recently, before I got the new job, I was on Indeed, and there was an accountant position. I was just looking. Obviously, I couldn't. $8.50, starting $8.50 an hour. Yeah. If you go to places, there's some massage places. Even if you get licensed, you start at $8. Mm-hmm. You can make more at McDonald's as a normal cook, $8.25 full time. Yeah. Mm. And I know they get shunned a lot because it's fast food. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But just you going from $8.25 to just even $8, and you went 9 months to a year from a trade school, you're making more at a McDonald's. Yeah.
Right.
Like, and there's jobs right now. I'm making $12.25 at where I'm at.
Yeah.
Back at our old jobs,
Yeah.
you were making what, $10?
No, I started off $9.50.
Oh, $9.50, but you had a lot more responsibilities, a lot more stress on you.
Oh, hell yeah.
You were paying $1 more than I was
Yeah,
probably.
you were making more. You were making $2 more than me.
$1, $2,
But
yeah.
anyway, there's people that get their master's, PhD, and they still can't get a career. And if they do, they pay them like crap. They pay them like minimum wage almost.
You see, and that's why I say, like, a lot of people, going back to, like, what we talked about right now about college, like, a lot of people have the paper. It's a piece of paper that values your learning experience on what you know how to do your job. But even once you have that paper, if you don't have that experience to back your shit up, you're not going to get hired. They're going to hire somebody who works, who's worked, who's gone through working, who's done working with experience and a diploma always.
But I think the argument there could be that the diploma should be like a substitute for the work experience.
I agree, it should.
No,
I mean,
but
there's
that-
some
hold
jobs,
on, no, I
that
don't.
require
I don't,
that require
actually.
you.
No, I mean that's just because that's what I've read online. A lot of that's one of the counter arguments is that work experience over school. They're like, well, some people can't have the time to work, so the school, the classes should make up for the work experience.
Right.
And then a lot of people get very feisty there because they feel
Well,
like
do you think it should depend on like certain jobs?
as certain jobs, obviously doctors,
Yeah.
pediatricians,
Yeah,
a lot of medical
You go to
stuff.
school for that, you know?
Yeah, medical stuff. That's
Yeah,
not what
I mean,
I'm
you
talking
gotta
about.
do the school.
That's like
for that.
mandatory school.
Mandatory.
Like, don't
I'm
even
talking
work.
about
Like, go straight into school.
Business
yeah.
management. Like I know a lot of you're
Yeah.
going, but you've already been a manager. You've had that experience. Like you've had inventory. You have to take
Oh, yeah. I
accountability,
learned all that shit, yeah.
payroll. Deal with your employees. Problems and everything. But somebody that's never worked or even had a management position, are they more better off because they went to school for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years than you did your your 3 years as a manager?
No, and that's why I agreed. I took back my comment. I disagree. You don't need school because I knocked out my interview. I got hired as a manager. I didn't know shit about managing employees. I didn't know
That was
how to deal with
obvious.
conflict of interest.
We
Shut
noticed.
the fuck up, fuck you guys.
We noticed. If I could record your first day with us,
Oh my god.
you say you hate us now. Imagine back then when you just meant, well, guys, we're gonna do it this way because according to the proper books and procedures. Man, fuck this guy. Let's go clean the theaters the way we usually do it. Let's just throw the trash and.
Do I do the dishes already? Wait, hold on. Let me check on the book. Yes,
It's the big plates to the left, the cups to the right, and the
Like you
spoons
guys, but
at
yeah,
a 45
man, like-
degree angle.
You gotta. I went in not knowing anything, not having a degree, and did I fail sometimes? Fuck yeah. These two can tell you I failed at managing sometimes, but I learned and I got better. Like now, if I go into a managerial position, whether it be my current job or my next job, I already have that experience. But guess what? That job's looking for a diploma.
And that's what I think a lot of it comes from a lot of the older generation.
Yeah,
They come from, being pushed of diploma. Then, I mean, I can't really blame them because they were growing up in that time, that era where the diploma meant a lot. But now, why should Jack down the street, who's never worked at a manager, even retail, or any job at all, should get a assistant manager? But I was a manager at, let's say, at our old job,
Yeah.
or at KFC, or just even a HR assistant
Yeah.
that's handled that type of paperwork. Why should he get it when I put in my work? Just because he didn't want to, not because he couldn't, but because he personally decided not to go to work. He thought that he was just going to go through the classes, and I should be the one to get hired no matter what job I should get.
You see, but the harsh reality is that's just not
Yeah,
what it is. That's just not how it's gonna be, and that's how it never is. Like right now, if you go on the city's website or find a job, and it's a higher paying job, or they're paying like $13, $15 an hour, $20 an hour salary, they want the experience. Not only like, let's say like
Sometimes they'll say bachelor degree is recommended but not needed.
not needed, yeah. But then there's some that's like bachelor's required. On top of that, 2 years working experience in this, and then experience in this, and you're just like,
Dang.
what the hell?
And I'm supposed to be. You're supposed to be under 21 for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Be
yeah,
like,
like
that's
those
when you want to
higher-
tell them, let me know when you find that person, because that sounds like somebody that.
Yeah,
It's
you see, so they're
magical.
gonna find the jack of all trades eventually, or they're just gonna leave a job open. But that's just how things are now. Like, not only do you need the degree, you need the job experience. So while I agree, yeah, you got to go to school. Is it necessary? No, because there's people who like. I'm not sure actually. I could be wrong. You could fact check me on this one. But Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't think he went to school. I don't think he went to college. Did he?
Who?
Gary?
Yeah, he did, but he dropped out.
He dropped out. That's right. He dropped out, and
I think it
started
was
his own
Harvard.
business.
And this is Harvard that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
He was, for those of you that don't know, we're talking about Gary Vaynerchuk. No,
Yeah.
we're not sponsoring him. But we, have you?
No.
Okay, so basically he's an immigrant coming from Russia. Well, Russia, right?
Yeah,
Someone from Europe.
Yeah.
Came over with his family. They had shit, piss, nothing.
Right.
But his dad opened a wine store. Mm-hmm. He worked there for the first 30 years of his life. Mm-hmm. Now he owns multi-business, negotiations. He has his own. Now he has Vayner Sports, his own sporting agencies. Vayner Media. He has interviews with high top artists, business. I guess celebrities. You want
Celebrities, yeah.
So,
If you want to say that.
again, but he put in the work, and he'll tell you there's countless videos where it's like college isn't worth it anymore. It's just not really. College will actually break. The system will break eventually because of how much they're charging, how much degrees are being used. They're making up countless degrees just so people can say they have a degree. But a lot of people just want to go because of their ego. A lot of them feel like, well, I'm better than you because I got a bachelor's, I graduated.
I hate that.
Well, congratulations, but guess who's making much more and who's living more comfortable than you?
That's true.
So now we get to a point. So is college really worth it? I say no, but it does come with its benefits of maybe there's just some stuff you don't learn on the field, on the spot, and but it should be mostly admin stuff at that point, not the hands-on and the experience. Okay, you're interested in working here? How about you? I'll start you off at $9. Let's say if you want to learn how to be a welder. Okay, come internship, but paid internship. So by the time you're out of here, you already have the experience and you went to school for it. Should a lot of jobs start doing that now?
Like, wait, what was that? Like having the job, like the experience and
the degree, but having the experience more.
I mean,
Maybe that could
that's
force
works.
people. That could force people to go to school. Like, well, if I want to be a welder, this guy's willing to pay me for my internship.
Right.
But if I go to school for that specific job as a welder, then I'll go.
You see, and that's where some jobs are getting smarter. Because think about the older generation. Well, yeah, it's all about degrees. A lot of them don't have degrees. If you notice, I worked. I'm not gonna say where I worked. I worked in a government job where some of them didn't even have degrees in what they did, and they gained it through experience. But now they're paying so you can go to school for that to learn more, so you can do more.
Like there should yes, maybe not. Okay, is college worth it? I say no, but to a certain degree, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be remodeled. The system needs to be fixed. We've been having the same system since the 50s, 40s. You show up, class, degree, good luck.
Yeah.
Have a job. No, they need to push people to find a motivation. If you want to be a manager, run your own business, okay, find a small business, work for him, or let him internship, even if it's little pay. But see, that small business owner, if he can with his business, I'll pay for your classes that you need, not all the other gibberish classes. Again, education 101.
Yeah.
Education 1301.
Yeah.
Arts and appreciation.
Arts and appreciation when you want to own your own business. Go for business management, calculations, finance. I'll pay for those classes, but I'll pay you less. But once you're done with that class, I'll got you full time and I'll double your paying salary.
See, ideally, that'd be the best thing in the world.
But can I work?
It's not going to work right now. It's not, no matter
The-
what. In
but
this life.
but I say the system needs to be changed for the college.
Yeah,
And they need to push on for more hands-on at this point. Even
But-
the older generation needs to.
But if you notice, like, there are opportunities to internship. It's up to you to decide whether you.
There's
go
some
or
that
not.
don't want to for some reason, like business-wise. Because they just don't want that extra baggage. Oh, now I got to worry about this kid. I already have enough problems with the guys or girls that work with me
Mm-hmm.
that having, payroll issues, that they have health. I gotta worry about this guy. Something happens to him, I'm legally responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Is my workplace safe? I don't want to deal with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just a kid. Maybe
Okay.
he doesn't even know what he wants. But he doesn't know that. The kid wants what he does, but because he's not giving him the chance, so now I gotta go do something that I don't want to do.
So that's a mindset change then.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mindset change that needs to happen between the owner or whoever you're describing, But that's just the thing. Like, if you have a business or something and you want to give somebody the insight, give somebody the insight. It's like when you were little, like you see in movies growing up, like you see little kids interested at a store and then the kid ends up getting a job working for them. That's honestly the best thing to do if that's what you want to do, But it's not gonna work. That's not how things work anymore. It's just
Unfortunately.
not. That's why I say my answer to is college even worth it anymore? Yes, but no.
I can't find a concrete answer. I have to go with the same.
Yeah,
just because
yes and no.
But to a certain extent, okay, is regular college worth it? What about trade colleges? Hands on.
I've never gone to trade college, and I was always discouraged from going to a trade college.
I'd always be discouraged as well.
But honestly, if it works for people, it works for people. Like I can't fight that. Like my friend, she was going to a 4-year university, UTS of A. All of a sudden, now she transferred back to El Paso, and she went to a trade school, and now she's got a job out in San Antonio. And I'm just like, what?
You see, like,
all right, that's cool.
Like the regular way just doesn't sometimes work for people, and I get a lot. I know there's a lot of push not to go to trade, but a lot of it comes from high school and regular universities. One, financially, it messes them up because they're not getting your money. The other schools in.
Yeah.
The con of going to a trade school is a cost, but you should be getting the experience of what the career you want. And what I like about a lot of trade schools that they'll tell you, we'll help you find a job for what you went for, a career. We can't promise you're gonna get one, but you will get the experience of that career. And maybe those 9 months, 2 years will get you maybe not a job here, but somewhere like your friend in San Antonio, somewhere better paid than here. Because like you said earlier, life happens. Life just comes in and knocks you out. It may not be the course you wanted, but it's a course that you're going to need. That you need to take. So, is college worth it? Yes and no. Regular college needs to change its system. I don't know how, but it just needs to. It don't either evolve or you die.
Yeah.
So what about you, Scott?
Yeah, I'll say I'm gonna go with C's. Like yes and no. I think it just depends on like what you're going for. At least for me, like in my field, obviously like the school part of it, like it's beneficial.
Yeah.
But it's the experience that kind of launches you out there. And like the only time that I've ever been like legit like officially like employed like doing like film production and stuff. Was just was because of that experience. It was because of that experience. They saw what I put there, like what I had to offer, and they said, "Oh yeah, dude, like we'll hire you for this, for sure."
Yeah.
But I mean, the school and the school and the work can go hand in hand. I think it just depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to say what you guys are going to school for?
I'm going for business accounting and management.
For film.
Film. So in your case. For film, with everything, all the technology that's coming out, phones, perfect example.
Right.
A lot of people declare themselves directors, filmmakers because of technology like this. So does the school part really, I'm not discouraging you, but in the future, is that the school course really going to need to be there? No, not when I mean classes, but now I mean classes of the technology of what it is, not 1301, those regular classes.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean like how to use that technology?
How to use it, yeah. Like a lot of people. I mean, I know you know that likes Zack Snyder,
right.
But after Justice League, he created
a little short
with his iPhone only, no production cast, nothing. Well, besides the actors in the set, but he himself was able to get to the angles.
Well, I mean, they have like a bunch of shit that's like you can add like to the iPhone. It's not just, for example, Snyder didn't just get his iPhone and just shit like that. Like there's like like legit,
The
like straight
lens.
up lens and stuff like that. Or like one of my teachers, he showed us a movie. Man, I forgot the name of it, but he showed us a movie that was actually shot with iPhones, and you see it, and you're like, dude, that looks cinematic.
awesome.
Yeah, look, that looks great. But again, you have like. There's stuff to make like this stuff in an iPhone look really pretty, and then not just something that someone like just shot like that. There's stuff that you can add, angles, stuff like that, make it look like really pretty. So yeah, but again with film, it's really the experience that really puts it out there.
But do you
It's
think
most
in the
of it.
future they might just cancel to a certain degree? Obviously, they want to get rid of that class because they need the equipment. Some
Right.
schools will have the equipment, but can they get rid of the unnecessary classes? Go
When
ahead,
they get rid of education, then yeah.
Hey, you're here for filmmaking. Let's get rid of writing 13. Let's get rid of high school writing classes at least.
Right.
All right, let's go into more detailed writing because obviously, as a director, you know script and everything. You need to read paragraphs. Okay, instead of science, biology. Ooh, sorry, guys. Biology, science. How about let's work into the anatomy of a camera. That way, you yourself know. Okay, well, this camera isn't working. Let's go ahead and fix it and get back to shooting.
You see, but that's a whole nother profession, though. That's a whole nother. You're going from filmmaker to audio technician. You get me?
Well, wouldn't that be video?
Or video? Yeah,
Yeah,
my
maybe.
bad. No audio.
But again, that comes with jack of all trades.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
like at least like in film, it's like it's not just like
You just don't sit there.
director isn't the end game. You know, there's
Yeah.
like literally like a bunch of stuff that you could branch out and do. You know, like audio, video technician, stuff like that. There's literally a lot that you can do. I mean, the experience could like work. I mean, a lot of it you can YouTube, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it you can like Google it and stuff. But
Again,
I mean, the school part of it can help you out, but it's the experience that will really like, you know, okay, let's see what you learned, right?
no.
And you actually make a shot. Right.
That looks good.
That looks good. Can you actually block a scene that looks like
The lighting and can you get your actor's face the way you've envisioned it on the storyboard and everything. No, I mean I don't think regular college is worth it. Yes, there's pros and cons,
Yeah.
but it needs to change the way the system they're running it. Like I said, you either evolve or you die.
After the 2020 economic crisis, it'll change.
Hey, it happens. You know what? The 2008 house market crash. A lot of things changed with that. You got the Great Depression, little stuff like that. The good things always
I
come
don't think
after the bad things.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a 2020 crisis, but
Oh, there will be.
Oh,
we'll see when it comes to it. Because
We got one more year for that.
since 2012. So
hey man, we should have ended 2012. I would have gone fired from my job and been like, "You can't fire me, I'm dead."
No, yeah, after 2012 has felt real. And anything that's happened after that hasn't really felt like.
Just remember, guys,
happened.
when you guys have kids, play that movie 2012. Let them know that you survived
I
that.
hate you guys so much.
It happens.
Independence Day, too.
Independence Day also. I was
World
there.
of Worlds and.
Even though I was in my mother's womb, I survived that. I was one of the jet pilots that taken out the airplane.
Yeah.
All right. So any last words before we move on to the other topic? That's gonna be a completely 180.
Yeah.
I'm good for now.
Actually, I'm kind of gonna hold the next topic for another segment that we're gonna do.
All right.
I kind of want to go into this next one, which is also another 180.
No, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what I want to bring on the next co-host. You know, Coco, Gracia, and them. Like
Okay.
that'll be a topic for them, so they can put in their input as well. The next one is when is it okay to drop a toxic friendship?
Sorry, guys. We have a little audience, and
Yeah,
they
I
kind of reacted a good one. They reacted to this. So, but I think it's time to drop a toxic friendship when
When it's toxic.
it's toxic. But no, I know, guys. I had to. I'm sorry. It came straight to my mind.
I can't with you.
I think it's time to drop it when you're getting hurt to even an emotional level where every time you see them, it just depresses you. Now, no matter how much you try to cheer for them, try to help them. Hey, I'm here for you. They tell you to back the fuck off. But and then they switch their minds. Hey, why aren't you there for me anymore? It's like when you're getting emotionally abused from a girlfriend or a girl,
Okay.
like trying to date anyone.
Okay.
Hey, I'm leaving you for someone, but I still want to I still want you to be there for when I need somebody to talk to, even though they know that you still like them. That's emotional abuse to the dot.
Yeah.
Because they know.
Yeah.
They know that that's just annoying. So the same thing can apply to a friendship.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm always bailing on you. I know. And I know that you get mad, but I'm still going to do it regardless.
Right.
But why aren't you there when I need somebody?
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, motherfucker, then make up your mind. Either we end this friendship now, or you get better, because I'm putting in my effort to make this friendship work. Either you do better, or we're done. I think that's when it should be over with.
You know, sometimes a good sign to drop a toxic friendship is when it becomes exhausting to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Like mentally exhausting. You know, sometimes
You could put a fake smile, but in your mind you're like, oh,
or sometimes you know you're kind of like dreading hanging out with them, or you kind of know what they're gonna say,
and you're just
you
like,
know, stuff like that. You mentioned bailing. You know, for me, any type of relationship, whether it's platonic, romantic, sexual, whatever. For me, any type of relationship needs kind of like a two-way street. It needs
50-50.
Yeah, it needs 50-50, right? If I'm putting in time, you need to put in time as well, right? And in my experience, of course, exhausting, bailing, stuff like that. That's what I'm like.
Lies.
You know what? Lies, exactly. That's when I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a sign, that I should let it go. This kind of like goes back to our first topic, the whole transition from high school to college, because sometimes it hurts realizing that some of those friends you had, aren't really going to make it as friendships later on. I always thought, I was always in the field that your friends for life.
Yeah.
You get me? I was always in that field, and I would always be the kind of person that would overvalue time being spent as friendships. Don't get me wrong. Like I've had friends that I've had for a long time that I still talk to now, like today, right? I have friends that I keep up with, every now and then, right? That kind of friendship that you see each other like every month, like every couple months,
Yeah.
and then you see each other, it's like nothing happened, and then eventually like another year could go by, but
You guys continue where you guys left off.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
like
But
left.
but there's been friends that I've had to let go or have let go of me that I'm like, dude, like that hurts. Like it hurts.
We've
but
been through everything, and then
exactly. But sometimes what's really hard to like understand too is that sometimes friends are not for life.
Yeah.
Sometimes friends are only there for a little bit,
for a certain
Right.
chapter in your life.
for a certain chapter.
They were only there for maybe this person became my friend because this person was a strong person, and I needed to learn from him to go
Right.
through whatever was happening.
Maybe this person helped me realize something about myself, or maybe I helped them, or maybe something like that, right? I mean, sometimes, and those can be friendships that end like in good terms, right? I'm the kind of person that I like to end stuff on good terms. You get me? Like I'm always looking for like kind of, I guess, happy ending, so to speak. Like I don't want to leave things ugly. I don't want to leave things like, oh, like me and that person, we never spoke to each other again, and we got in a big fight or whatever. I'm always the kind of person that I just want to know that you're good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, like I haven't seen you since middle school. You moved like out of
20
nowhere,
miles,
but now you're
10,000.
here. I'm here. We're both good. We're both in good health. Yada yada. It was good seeing you, man. Like that to me, that seems like a right way to shut the door on that, so to speak.
Yeah.
What about you, Cecily Bundy?
I don't know. This kind of goes back to my other topic from the first segment, how people just use the term friendship very loosely. I think, I don't know, to me, if I consider you a friend, like, you'll know and I'll tell you, but that means, like, because to me, I still have the mentality where friendship is life. But I also definitely agree with the thought that sometimes you outgrow your friends. Sometimes
You outgrow each other.
Yeah, you outgrow each other. Sometimes your mindsets are just two different things.
Well.
Like,
Life experiences changes both of you.
yeah, exactly.
And also like in our age at least, lives just take off unexpectedly. You go one path, I go another one, right? Now we have the benefit of like keeping up with each other,
Yeah.
like on social media and stuff like that. So it's not like not like my grandparents' generation, right? Where I don't know what happened to them,
Yeah,
I send a letter and they never.
I don't even know what's going on with them, but yeah.
It'd be nice to hear from them.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, going back to our topic of toxic friendship, like,
What's a sign of a toxic friendship? I mentioned bailing earlier and exhausting, but what's a toxic friendship for you?
To me, it's just like if there's ever a point where I choose, how do I say this? Basically, to me, if you're a toxic person, it's just you're draining something out of me. You're draining energy. You're draining time
For your own benefit.
Yeah, for your own benefit. Like, a friendship has benefits, obviously, but when somebody starts abusing, then I'm just like, I don't know about that. You know, when you start like leeching off somebody for their emotional state or money or whatever the case may be, like that's just how I think a toxic friendship is. As far as that, like, you just have a realization one day, because you're gonna notice, like, just like you pointed out earlier, like you're gonna feel like exhausted. You gotta like put on a fake smile. If you have to put on a fake smile, there's your number one. Like, if I'm a friend, it's gonna be laughs and smiles. You know, it's not gonna be like, well, I understand like there's like downturns, so life happens. We're sad, you know. No. But if they're always like negative, they're always trying to do this, that, you know, I definitely think that's when you're in a toxic friendship. When your life essence per se is being drained, depleted. Like, you're exhausted to hang out with this person, or you're exhausted to do this because they're just doing the same negative things.
They're getting in trouble, you know, always getting jumped. They're always getting kicked out of places. They don't know when to shut the fuck up about certain things.
Yeah.
At the wrong time.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I get it. It's just after just the thought of them, if it drains you, that's time to cut that friendship. Maybe it's just time to cut it down. Who knows in the future? Maybe life is gonna teach them, hey, better the fuck up, so this doesn't happen again.
Right.
And then maybe later, 10 years from now, they change. They do a completely 180, and they're like, whoa, like you're not the same person that I fought with 10 years ago. Now we can hang out, and now the friendship's even better than it was before to a certain extent. Now you can both go out, be comfortable, have laughs, and nobody's getting kicked out. Nobody's fighting. Nobody's, starting unnecessary problems.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely think, like, I don't know, to me, once I see you're toxic and once, like, whatever happened, whether we ended good or bad, like, if you want to come back to my life, by all means, like, we can make that work, you know? But if I see you doing the same shit that you were doing back then, it's...
Well, yeah,
like,
and that that's happened to me where, I had to let go of a friendship who... that I thought, man, like this sucks, right? Like I'm the person that values friendships, right? If you're friends with me, like, you hold a special place in my heart, so to speak, right? But there's been times where I had to let go of a friendship, and I say, no, dude, like this is gonna hurt, this sucks, but I'm doing this for myself. I gotta better myself, and then eventually down the line, it's like, hey, like let's hang out again, right? And I give them the benefit of the doubt. And then I see them pull the same shit, which of course it's like bailing, not being respectful of time. For example, sometimes like I try to be very like thoughtful of time. I may be late a couple of times every now and then, but I'm always trying to be very thoughtful of that.
Late and bail are two different things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that's definitely like my.
Well,
thing.
I've been on that page where it's like it's both bailing and being late.
I think there's a line to be crossed, because if they're always on late, but they're always on time with someone else, then it's like, okay, you're doing this to me on purpose because you know that I'm not gonna get mad at you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give you a second. Again, this goes to emotional.
They might take advantage of the fact that you don't even get mad, or that you try to give them the benefit of the doubt or stuff like that, and they might think, you know what,
I can do this.
I can do whatever. I can do anything I want, and you're always gonna be there, right?
I think at that point you need to reevaluate yourself and be like, you need to know your self-worth.
Yeah.
There's things like gaslighting, for example. You know what that is?
No.
It's when it's when they lie to you. It's when you bring up things and they lie to you about certain things to make it seem like you're kind of like not remembering stuff well. You get me?
Okay.
It's like,
so it's like, for example, it's like, say,
like if I stole something from you and then you're like, hey, did you steal my money? No, remember you dropped your wallet at the parking lot,
something like that. You get me?
Okay,
And
I get you, yeah.
because
and I fabricate the story to my benefit,
to his benefit, and you start doubting yourself. You start thinking,
oh no,
wait a minute,
Was it me?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That I didn't even know there was a word for it, but that's the biggest toxic thing.
Well, technically, it's what do you call it? they're manipulating you.
Yeah.
You're being manipulated.
Manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation. You're being manipulated, and it's ugly. But I mean, people take advantage of that.
Yeah.
If people know that they can get away with shit,
No.
they're gonna take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think, manipulation's the worst, and anybody can do it, no matter who it is. Like,
Everyone has the ability, but it's up to that person's responsibility to use it or not.
yeah,
No, the question is, of course, we're not. One thing I want to ask: we're not perfect.
Oh hell
Oh,
no!
hell
Oh, no, no
Oh,
one is
hell no.
perfect. Has there ever been a moment where you're the toxic friend?
Yeah,
yeah,
Have you ever realized that you're like, dude, like I kind of messed it up on that one?
yeah,
yeah,
easy.
easily. Yeah,
And it's,
definitely.
maybe at the time I didn't think it was
Oh,
being toxic. It was just, well, maybe it's just all my friendships have been this way, but they've never said anything. Maybe with this person, it's gonna be not the same.
Yeah,
But then later on, you find out you were the one that fucked up. You're the one that lied. You know, consciously you were lying to them.
mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? I can't make it today. Let me go ahead and just can I take a rain check? And you're over there partying with someone else instead of being with this person. But you knew they at the time. And
Yeah.
you just keep doing it over and over.
and over.
Even maybe it's with good intentions that you become the toxic. Like, I don't know how to break up with this person as a friend. Like, maybe if I just stop, maybe if I start avoiding them without really telling them that I don't want to be in their friendship anymore, maybe they'll go away. And you become what you hate
yeah,
to a certain degree. You become, I don't want to deal with toxic people. You become that toxic person.
yeah. You can
And
take all those traits.
you need to have a lot of self-respect and huevos per se to admit it to yourself and look in the mirror. I'm the one that's fucking up. I need to better my attitude.
But even
myself.
with even having the balls and the self-respect, the best thing you can do, I think, in my opinion, is just change behavior. That's really the best thing.
But I think that comes with pride. A lot of people have pride. They would rather die and choke on their own blood than admit I was wrong.
I always try to admit to myself,
Yeah.
at least most of the time, when I'm doing something wrong. I don't want to say I'm doubtful of myself, but I'm always thinking, wait, was that the right thing to do? Was that the right thing to say? Let's try and analyze it. Let's try and analyze it and see if it was the best thing to do. Because I don't like being prideful. I don't know. There's been every moments where I've been prideful about something.
Maybe you haven't noticed.
Maybe I haven't noticed, but for the most part, I don't like to dwell on that. And I'm always trying to find a way to kind of like at least avoid that and not repeat that, I guess, so to speak. But yeah,
To me, I'm very stubborn.
Yeah.
And stubborn, hard-headed, and prideful, especially when relationship-wise. I've always been very prideful, but that's because I guess I've always been the one to admit it when I'm wrong. So there comes to a point where, like, you know what? Screw this person. They don't want to admit they're wrong. I'm not gonna admit I'm wrong. I don't want to be the joke of the day.
Yeah.
Where like, that person got to admit to me that they messed up. I'm not gonna do it. I have that power over them.
Yeah.
right.
But then again, I start projecting that into someone else that doesn't deserve it. And because of that last situation, I became the toxic
Yeah.
person. And I think toxic comes a lot with prideful. A lot.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people would rather choke on their own blood than admit that they're wrong.
You're right,
Yeah.
because I see a lot, at least in our generation, I see a lot of prideful behavior. I see a lot of fuck them. I'm gonna do me. I'm doing good. You don't need to tell me how to do my own stuff or whatever. And I'm kind of like, dude, like why are we that way? Why do we do that? Why is your generation like that? Why can't we admit our own mistakes? Why can't we, be the bigger person, look ourselves in the mirror and say, no, like, I messed this
It all
up.
comes down to maturity when it comes to stuff like that. Like,
You're right.
you
And I
really
guess-
got to be a mature person and notice your toxic traits. It's like how I brought it up. Why did I bring up last time? How I shoot, I can't even remember.
I mean, I think while you remember, I was gonna say maybe sometimes the way that they come up and they're from youthful, like a lot of spoiled people, their parents, even though their parents know that their child was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, mija, mijo.
Yeah.
And then they start growing thinking, I'm always right. You can never
always
be
right.
wrong. Either I win or I learn. No, you lose.
Yeah.
You lose the situation. You lost the friendship. You lost the relationship. And being part of that is growing up. So, no, you know what? Yeah, I lost that because of my own behaviors.
Yeah.
Maybe, like you said, behavior.
There's a quote from Andy from The Office. There's something like, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like Andy Bernard doesn't lose contests. He quits them because they're unfair.
Yeah.
So something like that.
It's like when you're playing games when you're little and that one kid that was losing. I quit. You're cheating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, and that
Kinkies.
yeah, kinkies, guys. You guys are
You're like-
cheating.
You're like that close to tagging him. Kinkies.
No, I'm sick. No, and a lot of that behavior translates when they're older. Like, no, I'm not gonna admit I'm wrong. I mean, I know I cheated on you or I bailed on you, but I'm still not gonna admit. I know I not left, but I traded you for other friends on purpose, but I'm still not gonna admit it. You messed up somehow.
Yeah.
Because I deserve everything and anything.
You
in
know,
this life.
sometimes in my case at least, because I mentioned that I try to be doubtful of myself. That's why, because it's like the opposite of pride, I guess. Because sometimes I'm like, man, like when people do bad stuff to me, I'm like, man, did I deserve that? What did I do? Are they mad? Because I've had people that have, like, I'm gonna mention bailing again. You know, like that have straight up just disappeared out of nowhere.
Really,
Right.
you like got ghosted in a sense.
Yeah, like I ghosted, like not like just talking, but like I just got ghosted at an event where I'm like, dude, like, where did you go? You know, and it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing. I've had people where I've had instances where, you know, we meet up to eat and they show up super late.
Yeah.
Super late, and I'm like, dude, like this is unacceptable. Like, come on, like 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, yeah,
At least let me know. Hey, I can't make it right now. My car broke down, but I'll be
40
there in a bit.
minutes, almost an hour.
Yeah.
And they walk in like nothing.
They walk in like nothing.
Like,
Oh, hey, my bad. You know, and they know they can get away with it because I'm gonna be like, oh no, it's okay. You know, and I've had instances where, of course, they're late, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh wait, hold on. By the way, I have to go to this concert. Bye. I would have invited. I would have invited you, but you don't like that music. Bye. And then you see them later that night.
Yeah.
Hey, you would have liked that concert. They're playing music that you like, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you know. And in instances where, you know, because of course they try to manipulate you, they try to pull you away, and man, like it sucks thinking, man, like I had such I put you on a pedestal in my head, but maybe that's a problem because we always say, you know, when you put someone on a pedestal, they look down on you, right?
Not just that pedestal's gonna drop eventually.
Exactly.
But I think at that point you need to self-evaluate yourself and be like, I need to start standing up.
Yeah, going back to what we were saying, I finally remembered. Like in the last podcast, I said I'm a petty person. I can be the pettiest person that you know. I understand. At times that's good. A lot of the times it's toxic. It's bad.
But
and I understand. But to change that, you got to understand that you are. You can't just admit that you're not. You just can't say you're not a toxic person because I don't care how perfect, how godly, how whatever self-righteous you are. You're toxic in some way.
And I think you need to also, you need to go through your punishment. Do not try to cheat out of it.
Yeah.
And for example, you cheated on somebody and they put you on blast. Guess what? Nobody told you to cheat by your own.
Yeah.
You did it to yourself. You cannot find an excuse to say, well, it's because, you know, I just didn't feel like we were going to be good. So I just thought that if I tried with someone else, I could gain that love for you back or that respect. No, motherfucker.
Well, that's a lot of bullshit.
That's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
But you can't cry when they put you on blast because you made that decision consciously. I'm going to go cheat on you. Knowing how that person is, if they're going to be petty, you know they're going to be petty, you took that risk. Now you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Again, but if you bail on somebody and the one time and if that, let's say, okay, I bail on you, let's say, if I bail on you 10 times within a week.
I'm telling you right now, bail me 10 times in the week. You ain't going to hear from me again. But
and then you bail on me once, I do not have the right or anything to be mad at you. Like that is my punishment, and you start. And if I call you, hey, what the fuck are you? Why'd you bail on me? You have the right to put me on blast, on speaker in front of everybody. How about Tuesday you bailed on me because you went with this bitch. Wednesday you bailed because you wanted to go drink. Thursday because you want to go to the movies with someone else. Friday you ignore my calls, but on Snapchat you were playing God of War. Right in front of everybody, and I do not have the right to get mad at you. So if you know you messed up, you're gonna take the punishment.
Yeah, you gotta take it.
You cannot cheat.
You reap what you sow.
And you cannot be like, well, you know what? This is my punishment. No, you're gonna know when it's when you messed up, you know when your punishment, you know what, I deserve that. It might not happen tomorrow, might not happen in an hour, might happen years from now, even weeks. But you're gonna know, I deserved it because I did this. And you know when you did something wrong and you get the punishment.
Yeah.
And it'll come back at you, maybe not as bad, but maybe often.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, if I cheat on somebody, maybe the next person well, just left me. Okay, I'll just go. The other one cheated me with my best friend. Oh, now it's getting worse and worse and worse because of that one time. Because of that one time that I messed up wrong. So, just try not to become what you hate. In other words, if it's a toxic friendship and you hate it, but you start noticing, you start developing the same, attitude and habits that person was doing to you, cut it off.
Yeah.
Cut it off from there. Work on yourself because you do not want to become that person at all.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, because especially nowadays, like, it's not really a sense of cutting people off. Because whenever somebody says they cut a person off, they didn't cut the person off. They just stopped fucking with them. They just stopped talking to them. That's it.
Check their phone, see if they still have their phone number.
They have phone number in there. You didn't cut them off.
Especially with social media, a lot of people, he or she blocked you. Or I blocked him, I'm better than him.
Yeah, you just got cut off, dude.
You just got cut off? Oh.
Yeah. At that point, like, if you got blocked, you got cut off. But unless you just got blocked out of, like, pettiness. But even then, like, it's still a form of getting cut off.
So, I mean, because I agree with you, I can be petty too.
Yeah.
I can be petty. But that's because that's where my toxic trait comes in. I want the revenge. I want to see you suffer for what you did to me. Yeah. And I want to be there when I see it. I want to know. Yeah. But that's not always a good thing because I'm trying to force a punishment that's not fitted for the crime, and it might even backfire twice back as me.
Yeah, definitely.
So that I've started to learn. You know what? Let time take its toll. Time, people that fuck you over will pay eventually.
Yeah, that's right. They'll get the comeuppance.
They will get it. But you might not see it at the moment, but you will learn about it, and when you do, it's gonna be sweet. Whatever the case, whatever the situation is. You're going to be happy and maybe you're not even saying anything. You're just going to smile, move on, walk away. But you know consciously that bitch or that fucker finally got what they deserved. Yeah. And twice as worse.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
lean back and let karma do its thing. Like.
So, I mean, back to the point, when should you cut it? I think when you start getting drained.
Yeah.
Physically, emotionally, spiritually... What those
when you feel like you're not being appreciated,
basically being taken advantage of, and you know it, cut them off right there and then.
Yeah, stop doing all the things they like.
Stop putting them on a pedestal.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a big person who puts someone on a pedestal, and it always gets knocked down no matter who it is.
Because I'm like you. I like to give people chances because I myself would like to get
those same chances.
But those people aren't me. Sometimes they're like, well, he's just gonna give me another one, and another one. Another one. But I'm the type of guy that I won't say anything when I'm mad, but it'll just build up. Yeah, and then once that little thing, maybe they bail on me a lot of times, and they'll come late. Yeah. But if I see them like, hey, well, let's say you bailed on me for the night to go drink, okay, or whatever. Yeah. Again, maybe he had something else to do. I go to the same bar that we agreed, and I see you with someone else. Yeah. At the time that we had said it, boom, boom, right there on the spot, on the spot, and that your face will be, whoa, like calm down, bro, like be mature about it. No, you are gonna I'm exploring on you because this is everything that's been built up. Yeah. Now you're gonna get humiliated in front of this person or this crowd.
You see, I don't get why people bail on on their friends. I mean, what's so hard about telling someone? Not tonight, or
I'm not interested.
Something came up.
Hey, I don't want to go because I know I'm not gonna be the type of crowd that you would want.
I remember the very, very first time that I had a friend that would legit tell me, "Oh, you know what, Scott, rain check. I can't do it today, but let me take a rain check." I'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck is a rain check?" But for real, so once I got to that level of other friends where they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, let me give you a rain check." I thought, man, this is so awesome. I'm not checking my phone every hour, hoping, when are you going to respond? I'm not
or hoping that you don't find out that I lied to you.
Yeah. I'm not checking that my social media, you know, like I'm not
Yeah.
here like in my FOMO, where my
Like,
fear of
like
missing
I want to
out.
post something, but I don't want to be in that fear of, well, I already told this person no,
Exactly.
and they
So I don't
find
know-
out, I'm gonna lose that friendship
Yeah,
right
like,
away.
I don't know. Like I don't know what's so bad about telling people.
Yeah, like
No, I can't.
just be
Instead
honest.
of just
be like,
bailing.
I
Hey,
don't want to.
my boyfriend / friend came to pick me up. You know, it would have been cool to hang out with you and go drink, but I have to go now. Instead, where the fuck did they go? We go check
Yeah.
for them in the restroom. They're not there. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess not. I guess
Where did they go? Oh, they left.
so. They didn't even say bye.
They didn't even say
Oh, well,
anything.
they said that they'll text us later, and you never hear from them again.
Deuces. Yeah.
Again, I think it comes with a lot of them can't face the idea that I messed up.
Yeah.
Pride.
No.
Like I rather say face to myself.
It's gonna sound so far fetched, but like our generation was raised with that idea that we're perfect. Think about that.
Yeah, very
All of
easily,
us.
easily.
Yeah,
You can do anything because you are the perfect person, but they don't teach you how to deal with your
Participation
Your own-
trophies and this and this.
own, how to
and
deal with your
that.
own toxics.
Exactly.
Your demons. Like, hey, you're the type of person that likes. You're an ego. You like power. You're a power trip. Let's teach you to not be so egotistic and
Yeah.
I'm the best person in the whole world. Because in reality, you're not. There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I think that they need to start teaching people, like, this is what you're toxic at. Let's try to help you at least modify it to. You're not gonna be hurting as
Like,
much
let's
people.
be conscious about
Yeah.
ourselves and what we're doing.
Yeah. Self-aware.
But
so
again,
exactly, let's not just be thinking, oh, you know, like I'm not gonna listen to what they're saying. Like I'm not gonna listen to that negativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no negativity. You know, I'm only doing me.
When you're the negative one.
you're the negative.
Exactly.
It's usually them that are like, you know what? I don't need these people. I'm by myself. But they don't tell the people. Well, I'm the one
Right.
that lied and bailed on
And
them.
people
So.
that hear like the slightest hint of criticism, at least, that just immediately think, no, I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm gonna distance myself. I don't need to hear this.
Sometimes you need a criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, you need to hear other people's opinion.
Yeah, you gotta get called out on your shit. If not, you're never gonna see his things.
And then life just keeps getting worse for you because you
Yeah.
keep doing the same toxic
And
habits.
nobody's telling you, so you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and it's just like, oh shit.
It's a snowball
You're
effect.
the toxic person. You're the negative. Like, no, it was always on you.
It's like, I guess, when, let's use a girl,
Mm.
she keeps getting left for by all these, or they have sex with her and she keeps getting left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. You're sleeping with them on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
You already lost the value in their eyes. Why should they
Exactly.
even stay more?
Yeah. Okay.
But you know that you're sleeping with them on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and then you complain that nobody treasures you.
Yeah.
Change that trait. Don't
Change
sleep with
that.
them on the first night. Make them work for it. Same thing with a guy. Stop being so nice. I mean, yeah, nice is good,
Yeah.
but learn to stop being so nice and stand up, and maybe just be an unapologetic asshole sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a girl's being a hoe, call her. You're being a fucking hoe. Stop. Or why are you being a bitch right now? You don't. How dare you call me a bitch? Well, don't act like one if you don't want me to call you one. Like start switching your and like that girl that is always sleeping with the guys. Change that. Don't sleep with them. Make them work for it. And change your attitude. And look inside yourself. Am I sleeping because I like them, or because I've always wanted some sort of comfort, and this is the only way I can deal with it?
Yeah.
And with a guy, well, I was just raised by my mom that guys are always the guy should always do this and that. But learn from your peers also that have successful relationships. Have you always been this nice to her? Fuck no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But there's a balance.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that proper balance.
So, like we said earlier, well, you said earlier,
It's all about finding
find
that
the proper
balance.
balance. What to do? So if you got this much toxic, try to even it out with your good things and
Yeah.
work on them. Obviously, they're never gonna go away completely.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But sometimes we need people to call them out on us.
Yeah. Because if not.
You know, like let's say we're going out to a bar, or we're all of us are going out to a bar, and we see him starting to flirt with another girl, and we know he's taken.
Right.
Hey, she's like, stop being a man whore. Get over
Exactly.
here. You
You
have
know
a
what?
girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate it at the time.
Uh-huh.
Because you're like, no, fuck you. I
Yeah.
was about to get with this girl.
Imagine being paid just going up to the girl like, he has a girlfriend.
Hey, I could. I would.
Okay.
I'd be fucking. You know
Okay,
what?
yeah.
Let my boy get mad, but you're like, dude, I just saved you weeks, time, and a fucking argument at your own relationship
Yeah, fuck yeah.
because you're thinking with your other head, not with this one.
Yeah. You see, and that's the thing, like, when it comes to something like that, that's when you know when you're around good friends or not. If you're about to do something stupid that's going to fuck yourself up,
Yeah.
and they don't call you out on it because they think it's going to hurt your feelings or you're going to be mad, that's not your friend.
Or it's that mentality of like, you know,
Yeah.
we didn't see him or something like that.
That's another one. That's actually I totally forgot, but you brought it up. Living in an echo chamber, having echo chamber as friends, they just agree, just because they don't want to fight, they don't want to argue that you're doing wrong. So hey, well, I'm being a whore. That's fine. That's fine. Knowing that you have a
Pull it
friend,
up,
Yeah.
girl.
hold it up, girl. But
Yeah.
they're the ones that are single, but they're telling you,
Yeah.
hey, just hold it up. Who cares? And then when shit goes bad, well, that we didn't tell you. Didn't tell you. Or
that was your decision.
that was your decision. Or
Yeah.
yeah, sure, keep going. Even in their own mind, she should not do it.
She should not do it.
But
yeah.
go ahead, do it.
That at that point, you're being the shittiest friend of them all.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah, I get it. You don't want to fight, but
Yeah.
a lot of friendships are gonna have arguments and fights. That's just part of it. That's part of growing together. That's part of learning about yourself and that other person.
You
You're being a really
I've had
shitty
friendships
friend.
that lasted years, sort of, where I've never fought with them. Is that bad?
To a certain degree, yes, and a certain degree, no.
it
Because
depends on the dynamics.
no, it depends if you don't really see them a lot.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, if it's just constant, where it's just by natural, you guys don't fight, then don't force an argument.
Yeah, don't force. No, yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna
like-
force it.
But no,
No.
like, if just don't be an echo chamber also, because you're being toxic to that friend.
Yeah.
That person's about to do a bad decision, but because you don't want to lose that friendship, you let them go with it, and then you see them getting hurt, and it eats you on the inside, knowing that hey, if I had said this, maybe this would have not happened. This again, it comes back to just standing up to yourself. Like, look, I care about you, but what you're doing is really fucking stupid at the moment.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And like they need to people need to have the cojones to tell them, like, their friends, their girlfriends,
Their
boyfriends,
friends, yeah.
hey, you're fucking up. And then, how dare you? I'm not fucking up. No, I'm telling you this because I'm seeing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it being another. That's when you're in a toxic friendship, when everyone just agrees with you for the fuck of it. Just because
Right.
nobody wants to deal with you, they just say fuck it, let her deal with her own thing. Agree, just agree, no argument.
Yeah, at that point, like, you gotta call your friends on their bullshit. Cause I'm like, me and you, like, we'll call each other and shit. Like, if you can't do that with another person, that's not your friend, dog. That's just somebody you associate with. That's it.
But I mean, I think that's part of knowing that you're in a toxic relationship, friendship, association, anything in general. Just even
Definitely,
with
yeah.
even especially with your coworkers sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll agree to you doing something stupid so you can get fired, so they can get that position.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's fucked, but that person, because you let yourself be manipulated and be living in an echo chamber, you're the one that got fucked over, and not that person.
No, yeah. That's
So-
definitely a thing.
I guess friendship, once you start feeling drained emotionally, physically, and spiritually, echo chamber, and just not respecting your time. It's another one.
Yeah, not respecting your time.
Time is the one thing we do not get.
No.
The one thing we do not get, no matter what. I can do it too. If it can be done now, do it now. Because tomorrow, that 2 hours, something might happen where you can't even get those
Yeah.
back. That's why the money, when I have money, I don't care who I spend it on.
Exactly.
It's their time that I appreciate more.
Exactly.
Because you could have been at home, asleep, you could have been doing something else, but you decided to spend the one thing you can never get back with me. And
Yeah.
I'm doing, vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm wasting my time to meet you somewhere, or gonna go take you out somewhere, and you decide to just bail for the fuck of it, you made me waste something much more precious than money,
Then money, fuck yeah. you
or
want
any
so much
gift
time.
in general. And who knows, that's gonna happen to you too, and you cannot bitch about it.
Yeah. Deal with what you put.
All right, guys. So I think that wraps up this episode. Any last words of advice? If you guys want to close it on a good note.
Yeah, on a much more chipper note. A much more chipper note than the topic we're on.
I don't know what to say.
Nah, I mean,
No?
ahead.
Real quick, I want to just shout out to everybody who's seen the podcast, our first podcast. I think we're up to about 300 plus views, 9 shares, comments. Keep commenting, guys. Let us know your opinions. If you disagree, you agree. Like, share, put the word out there.
I mean, of course, we're always right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Even if you're wrong.
You see, there's that toxic behavior we talked
toxic
about.
shit,
Right
Ricardo.
You know what?
Get off your
I don't
shit.
care because I'm always right, and I was raised as always right.
Boy,
But no, seriously,
let's go.
seriously, just let us know. Hey, but make it. Say something that makes sense, please.
Yeah.
Don't be like, well, that chair is ugly. Okay, how does that help with the podcast?
Yeah.
How does that help with what we're talking about? Something. Don't tell us something irrelevant because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna ignore that comment. Hey, well, that wall looks ugly. Congratulations, you got the 1,000 money that I need to get a new wall. No, then shut up.
Yeah, give us good
Now
info,
tell us
guys.
like, well, maybe you guys shouldn't focus on this much, but try to. Oh, you guys focus too much on this and not enough on this.
Yeah.
Speak more clearly.
Yeah.
Look at the camera more, or
Yeah.
just in general, look at each other in the eye.
Yeah.
Like make more eye contact.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
that's just in
creepily
general.
anything.
Little things like that, that's fine. But don't
Right.
keep telling us, oh, that clothes is. Why is he dressed lazy? Oh, why are they wearing that? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter when we're trying to help you with a certain topic, trying to give you an outside opinion on it.
Yeah, and eventually you might just get clowned on. Put some stupid shit, get some stupid shit back. Like, I mean,
And I forgot to tell us this: we're not financial advisors, we're not life coaches licensed, we're not licensed counselors, we're not licensed anything. This is just like guys, normal guys giving their opinions. I think I did my legal obligation, and we should be good on that part. I forgot to say that earlier.
yeah, and then shout out to, who was it who was sharing it a lot? Clarissa.
Clarissa, Talia. I've actually known her since I was in middle school. Known each other since
that's
7th, 8th grade. She is a really good friend of mine. Think you met her? She came. We went to college dropout once. When you met that girl, Jessica.
Oh shoot, I don't remember. Man.
It's when you took
I don't
your
remember.
friend. I think you had Burley. Yeah, it was last year.
It was last year?
Yeah, last year in the summer. She was dance. She came and I was like, oh, this is like an old friend of mine. And she had never been to like Cincy at the time because she lives another part of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think I met her.
Maybe, but
But
I don't
either
know.
way, regardless,
But yeah, shout out to
Talia,
everybody.
Clarissa, Talia, you're fucking awesome, girl. It's been a while since I've seen you. She told me she wanted to start a podcast.
That's cool.
But-
We should have her as a guest here, if anything.
She lives out of town.
Oh, right.
But I told
you
her-
know what? What, like a Skype call? Or I don't know if that's possible.
Maybe a little later.
She
Yeah,
could, she could, she could
Skype call.
suggest a topic, something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe we could throw
But
a
then
number.
it's
I mean.
because her thing was that she's camera shy. So I told her. I
Right.
told you. I don't know if I told you this, but I told her to use Anchor, that audio app.
Yeah.
Do a radio podcast audio wise. Once you're more comfortable speaking on the microphone,
Yeah.
once you're more comfortable putting content out there,
Yeah.
slowly start putting video.
Oh yeah, definitely. If
Right.
anybody wants to do their own thing, like do it.
Do it. I mean,
If you're not comfortable, like trust me when I say, like I'm not the type of person to jump on a camera and talk. Like hell no. Like I stick to
remember,
myself.
This was his idea.
This is my idea, but I'm going through with it. I'm getting over my fear of being in front of cameras. Being in front of everybody, being judged by everybody. I don't really care.
Like today,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, look at the podcast guy," and I was like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up."
Well,
I
who
don't
told
care."
you that?
Some guys from my work, and I was just like, I was just like,
they're just trying to clown.
no,
and
but
just,
there, at one point I was like, all right, you want to be like that? And I grabbed their hand, like, hey, follow me.
Over there,
my
now.
Twitter. Exactly my point.
Yeah.
I got cameras everywhere. But
I
I
mean, you
mean,
can get rid of that camera shyness. I have a
Right.
friend who, when I met them, they were like, "No, dude, like I'm so camera shy. Like I'll help you do stuff, but I'm not gonna be in them."
yeah.
You know, and now they're like auditioning for acting gigs, and I'm like, dude,
I
that's
guess
so
when
dope.
when this comes back to the circling the part of just try something.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Talia, go for it, girl.
Definitely
Whatever.
go for it.
Try for your podcast. Do the topics. Whatever podcast you want to do it. And if you want to do it like those specific topics or just girl issues, relationship issues, life in general, go for it. You never know what you're missing out. You might just change somebody's life doing that one episode, and now you just started growing a community, and you don't even know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Miss Arellano because she was that teacher that I'm on with that class for the
Yeah.
jobs. Good thing that you're doing better now than last time I heard of you, but because of you, I was able to start getting, job experience and everything. So shout out to Miss Arellano, and at least you're retired now.
Oh,
Nice, man. Nice. But yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Shout out to everybody who shared.
It was a fun, guys. All in.
Yeah.
A GAI. A gay.
Wow.
Whoa. I don't know about now.
But for the next episode, Scott's actually going to be here. Lloyd's going to be doing something
out of Vegas, guys.
Out of Vegas. Hey, if you see him, just shout him out.
Yeah,
let's take pictures of him.
Have drinks, but
we're going to have some guests, some local artists. Obviously, we have our local film director here. If everything goes good, should be a local drawer. He does awesome drawings of celebrities. I seen his Aaliyah, I seen his Drake, I seen his Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, definitely.
I already told him. He said he's still good, but life might happen.
Yeah.
And then another one, he's a local reggaeton hip hop artist that I known him since high school.
Yeah.
And I tagged you in this picture that it's not just some SoundCloud rapper guy in his mom's basement with nothing.
Yeah.
He's been in studio. He's gonna perform in Phoenix soon. But I told him to bring some samples just so
Yeah.
So
I feel like we should all bring each other samples.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bring film.
Bring part of the last movie you did.
Exactly.
Obviously, I couldn't see it because at the time I was working. And then I'll have Diego bring his, and then that artist bring some samples.
Little snippets.
Yes, little snippets, and then it's gonna be more about the arts next episode.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be like 4 of us here because obviously, like I said,
I'll be out of town, guys.
You'll be out of town,
we're not
gonna burn down your equipment. You'll be fine.
But we'll see.
We'll see you guys. All right. So anything else? All right, guys. We'll see you next week, and have a good day and night.